Hi, everyone, and welcome to DES209. This is week 2, or sorry, it's week 3. Time is flying by, and I have some surprises tonight. It's going to be fun. We're going to get to see the critiques for last week's work early this week. Yay! So today we're going to start off with our wonderful PowerPoint, because there's some information in there that we need in order to go into the discussion post. So with the help of my lovely assistant, Amanda, who is now muting herself in case she gets dropped out of the course again, we're gonna plow on ahead. Hi, Lee, welcome. I'm glad you could make it. I hate doing these by myself. It's much more fun when you guys have to listen to my bad jokes. So announcements for this week. We are going into week 3. We are officially half done. So if you guys are missing any homework pieces or you need to resubmit anything, you've got till Friday night. After that, I won't have time to grade your finals, work in the Student Success Center, and get all of your week 4 work graded and submitted on time for your grades. So all resubmissions are due on Friday, and week 3 resubmissions will be worked on a case-by-case basis, unless if they submit at midnight, turn it back in on Monday morning, and you're good. That for week 3 is fine. So reminders, yep, get your homework in. The earlier the better, because you know, at the rate we're going with this course, everybody could end up finishing early. We like finishing classes early, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a 4-day weekend at least. So I want you guys to think about getting all those resubmissions done.
Someone's calling me right now.
And I think everybody's going to end up with a great week closing up week 3 and into week 4. Well, see, Amanda, that'll just give you the other extra time to finish that other class. So I know a lot of you are in the web design courses right now, and I know I'm horrible with code, so yeah, we finish this one up early and you can spend all the time you need to working on your web design pages. Honestly, between these 2 courses, and they're both requiring a creative brief, and this being the first time you're introduced to it, it makes it a little difficult, but you guys are proving to me that you are more than up for the challenge. So I think you've got it. So week 3, who wants to see? Yeah, we'll be doing a week 3 overview. Some of you have already started with the discussions. Awesome job. And I saw an awful lot of discussion posts. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. So week 3 overview. We got the regular, the discussion. This week we're going to be doing a magazine ad for the assessment and your social media marketing ads, both of which can be done in Photoshop or Illustrator. It's kind of up to you on how you want to do this, because Photoshop is meant for using photographs, and it's also meant for doing social media or anything online for screen. So we're going to take a look at that, and we're going to go over what makes a good advertisement. And we're going to talk about some social media marketing tips. And then we're going to get into not the week 3 demo, because I have all of the assignments together. I'm working on the grading as we speak, so you guys should be noticing changes tomorrow morning, mid-afternoon. I will have them done by noon Mountain Standard Time. So if we don't make it to the demo tonight, we still got tomorrow night, and then we can just focus on playing with Photoshop and understanding the actual concept of what the KISS principle is keep it simple, sunshine. And that's the very definition of what a magazine ad should be. So with that, let's get started. So advertising, what's its function? What's it do for us? It's going to build awareness of products and brands. I bet you at this point in time, I can log into Hulu, which is my TV service, because I'm not going to pay additional to get cable from the same internet line. Just not going to happen. So I'll pay Hulu and get the Billings channels. So at any one given time, I can log into there and turn on the live stream that they've got for me. It's got my local news channels and everything in there, so I can stay up to date with current events. But it also shows me all the products that I see advertisements for. So just before class started, I was watching Fixer Upper on HGTV, and I saw the Friskies commercial. I saw the Caesar commercial with the little dog sitting in the window and his person eating a piece of toast. And I cannot count the amount of times I have seen the Allstate commercial where the teenage kid is trying to talk himself out of getting into trouble for having a fender bender in an unnecessarily narrow drive-through lane. So at the very least, I can name 3 products that I have seen in the last hour. Kind of amazing when you think about how much TV goes on and how much advertising is on, whether we're using it as in cable, your local TV, or your online TV services. I haven't investigated Sling to know whether it does commercials or not, but I actually like having a few commercials in my day because it helps me stay up to date about what's going on. So while that is in our minds, it creates a brand image. Everybody knows what to expect from Nike. We're always going to be talking about athletics. We're going to be talking about shoes. And most of the time, they're going to be running. Honestly, I have no need for shoes that are intended for me to run. I just want to put my feet in them, then be warm, and I'm done. So I wear Skechers when they're on sale on Amazon. It's going to give us the basic product and brand information. So we see the logo, we hear the jingle, and we see their brand colors. So if I were to ask right now, what are the brand colors of McDonald's? What would you guys say? Red and yellow, right. Okay, what about the Army, the US Army? Anybody know what their colors are currently? The current colors for, well, that's the uniform, but even that's kind of gotten a little funky lately. This digital camo and changing it to hide, more camouflageable and not be seen at night. Yeah, the whole, that was enough. We're getting hand-me-down uniforms from the Air Force right now, so for Civil Air Patrol. So I can tell you that the Army's recruiting logo and all of their advertising stuff is black and yellow and white. What about the Air Force? I'm asking because it's close to my heart. Blue, red, and gold, of all things. And I'm beginning to think that the Navy just wants everything reflective. So what is the idea of advertising? What's it supposed to do? It's supposed to surprise or persuade people. So if we're talking about the Army ad, they're trying to convince recruits that they want to march themselves down to the recruitment office and join the Army. It's not as simple as it used to be. And you would not believe, well, because I was married, or my friend was married to the Army recruiter when they were here. They were both in Civil Air Patrol with me. And as soon as they started telling me that you'd hear it on the radio, Navy is blue and gold, that I'd heard on the news, that a radio commercial, that the Army was looking for graphic designers and they were willing to accept people with degrees or help them get their degree to be there. And I'm going, really? I tried to do this when I was 18 years old, and you're just now catching up with what I told you then? That, you know, commercial and graphic arts are something that every company uses. So now, instead of paying somebody, an outside graphic design firm, they are now doing all of their design work in-house. So all of their learning manuals, all of their marketing, all of their productions, everything is done by the Army now. I don't know whether they're doing the other branches of the military or not, but yeah, my local recruiter, he got an earful when I found out, just because I had to give him a hard time. It's what I do. So the idea of advertising is to persuade people. They wouldn't take me either, Amanda. Apparently you have to be able to hear people yelling at you, which kind of surprised me, because the National Guard and the Air Force took my ex-husband, even though he couldn't pass a PT test to save his life. That would cause some issues. Me too, Lee. I'm usually the yeller. I can fool 90% of the National Guard that we have here into thinking that I'm a drill sergeant. Yeah, I don't really have to worry about it now. I can yell at cadets and they can hear me, especially in a large auditorium.
She scared the entire middle school football team, and she wasn't even yelling at them.
That's my 15-year-old to come in to see why I was talking to myself. As it does work on kids. Can I help you, child?
Can I watch TV?
Go. Okay. And stop breathing on me.
Okay.
She's out of school for the rest of the week due to the flu. Lucky us. Sorry about that. I do apologize. I don't have a lock on this door, and they just pick it anyway. So advertising, it provides an incentive to take action. So what kind of action is McDonald's trying to get you to take? Buy food. Oh, and they had me at the first word when they said, now serving breakfast all day long. I'm going, yes, I can finally have an Egg McMuffin and French fries instead of a hash brown. That made my whole day the day that happened. And I still go in there, get an Egg McMuffin and French fries. Provides brand reminders. So it's always saying, they're constantly in our heads. That new tourism video for India, the whole theme song, it's nothing but a bunch of syllables. It's not a jingle that I can understand, but the rhythm is stuck in my head. It won't go away. And that's when you realize you have something really good that reminds you of this specific brand. So the advertising also reinforces our past purchases, which thank you to Walmart and their wonderful handy dandy app that keeps track of all of your receipts. And I had to do is scan the bottom barcode and everything. It now tells me when I need to reorder my Pepsi, or tells me, do you want to reorder now? Unfortunately, they will only order one 24-pack at a time, and I buy 3 or 4, which may or may not last the whole week. So Diet Pepsi, McDonald's. What are some other things that you guys can think of offhand in commercials that you've seen just today? Anybody have any thoughts? Don't watch TV. Did you hear anything on the radio? Radio commercials? Pandora, so no commercials on that one. See, you guys are just missing out. I used to have to go to YouTube just to find out what the current Super Bowl commercials were. Well, yeah, an ad-free life has its advantages, and I'm more than willing to pay Hulu to reduce the amount of ads that they show me when I'm watching replayed content. But I like the fact that I can sit down, I can turn on my TV, and I can automatically see what's trending for today, either in my Facebook ads or on the TV, you know, because I'm using internet for my TV anyway. And even in some of our apps that are on our phones, we're going to have advertisements. Honestly, I'd rather pay for the full-blown app instead of the free one. That way I don't get any phishing or spyware or malware stuff in it. But it surrounds us. If you've been outside of your house, I know, here it's -16 and the snot is freezing in your nose. So nobody's going outside. We're just kind of relegated to being stuck indoors and praying that the car is warm enough to start, to go somewhere. But, if you go seek out some of the advertisements that are playing and you want to pick a product, take a look at the Friskies commercials, the Dear Kitten ads. They're absolutely adorable. Have you guys, any of you seen the Dear Kitten ads? Oh, we have to fix that right now. Let me just pull that up. Nobody's seen the Dear Kitten ads. They were really popular a couple of years ago. And they were part of the Friskies ad campaign during the Super Bowl. And they had a whole line of them. They tell a story, which is what we want our advertising to do. They want you to keep it in your mind and refer back to it. And I love coming in here and looking at these particular ads because this is my house. So here is the very first Dear Kitten, I think. This is the Super Bowl game when he's trying to explain to the kitten about walking through the food on the coffee table so that they won't get some of the wet food. And I know far too many things about these Dear Kitten ads, but yeah, it's growing up. Now they're talking about this friend Peanut, who was a dachshund that got dressed up like a hot dog for Halloween. The disappearing humans with all the coats on the bed during the Super Bowl game or when company's over. They put the coats in the bedroom. He thinks that the people here couldn't figure out why they were all piling on the bed just to disappear. Then you've got regarding friendship, the forbidden water bowl. That one is, I know, it's awesome. So when we're talking about advertising, this is the kind of branding I'm wanting you guys to learn how to do and learn how to make it great. I don't expect greatness this week or in this mod, but it's something we all aspire to get to. Now, just because I am really, really nice, I am going to pull up the playlist and put it in the chat box for the whole series in order. So, because I have a feeling a couple of you are going to stay after, stay up after class tonight and go look at Dear Kitten ads. Every time a new one comes out, my daughter will come tell me, Mom, have you seen the new one? No. What are they calling it now? But yeah, that one kind of, just tugs at the heartstrings. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to give you that cuddly, fuzzy, warm feeling and, make you understand where your place is in a cat's life. Where are the food openers? So I kind of hope that explains the functions of advertising and gives you a really good visual demonstration of it. Yeah, it's emotional driven marketing. They're counting on people like me going, oh, it's so cute. And not only do I have to go buy Frisky's cat food and cat litter, then I have to go find another cat. Actually, I don't have to find another cat. My husband brings him home on his own, but I'm married to the crazy cat man. He's 30 years older than me. When he dies, I'm going to be stuck with all of these cats. And I hate the litter box. I wonder how many grandchildren I'm going to have to bribe to come clean that out. Anyway, the types of advertising. We have brand advertising, kind of like we just saw with Frisky. It's all about the cat. Tugs on us and makes us want to spoil our cat. Retail and or local advertising. So everybody gets the Walmart mailer in their mailbox, or it shows up in their news feed at least at some point. Direct response advertising. Amanda, there are 6. That's Ollie, Lily, Molly, Socks, Gizmo, and one that looks like a Great Prussian or named Fido. And Socks, the newest one, is the only male in the house. The games of tag are fun though. See, the cats are getting to you. Everybody wants to share cat stories now. That one commercial sucked us in and grabbed our attention real quick. So we have direct response advertising. We have business to business advertising. And that's kind of where graphic designers are kind of marketing to. You're in a business to business advertising if you were a freelance designer and you were getting contracted work. You're using your business to serve the needs of another business. Institutional advertising. What kind of institutions do you think need to be advertised? Kind of a sore spot around here with me. But rehabs, hospitals, I would almost say health insurance ads, the Medicare ads. Medicare is a whole institution in and of itself, which is completely mind-boggling to me. Schools, yes, we have a lot of advertisements for schools. Nonprofit advertising, which could also be school. So we're talking about nonprofit colleges, charities, things like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Civil Air Patrol, Sea Cadets, those kind of things. The Elks, the Lions Club, all of that stuff that, takes money and gives it back or provides a service to the community. And right now, the only thing I'm thinking of that the Girl Scouts are contributing to this community is the waistline, because Girl Scout cookie sales just started. They're depleting my checking account rapidly with these cookies. Not fair. I was doing a lot of work for nonprofits, especially graphic design work, as a troop leader. my cadets, we did my Girl Scouts. I made them make their own posters for the cookie sales. Yeah, I was the scout leader up until year 5, from Daisy to the last year of juniors. Never got the chance to do Boy Scouts, but that's okay. Yeah, and yeah, I could stay away from the outdoors, but my girls can, to this day, you know, they're 15 and almost 19, and they can still tell you what a biffy is. You're wondering, that's bathroom in forest for you. The only ones I really want are the trefoils. I love shortbread cookies. So I usually get AMOC, but yeah, my husband will buy a whole case of Samoas if I'm not watching him. And then we have public service advertising. What public services could you possibly need to be advertising for? Yeah, I feel that pain, Amanda, I really do. Well, a lawyer's a public service, but they're also a direct response advertising, because they are trying to go out into the community to drum up business. You're looking at like Red Cross. Granted, it's a nonprofit as well, but they're also advertising a public service. FEMA, no, that's really more of an institution. Public service is the lovely public service announcements that get printed in local newspapers for events that are going on. Sometimes they will give or donate space on the radio for a public service announcement. This is also kind of where the weather stations come in with your, heaven forbid, we have any more snow alerts this year, or extreme cold warnings. I don't like those. But they're talking about things that are for the community and are reaching directly to members of the community to come out and support or be aware of. I kind of think of the public service announcement or advertising as kind of like the Amber Alert. Did you know there's actually a silver alert for lost husbands at Walmart? I don't even have to say anything. I can just walk in the store. Yeah, public servant services, those announcements about thanking your veterans, those are public service announcements, that kind of stuff. But you go into Walmart and you say, well, here in Cody, I just say, I've lost Jerry. They say, don't worry, we'll find him, and everybody knows who he is. Yeah, missing persons announcements. My husband delivered mail here for 30 years. There are very few businesses still open that don't know who he is. They'll stop us at Walmart. And heaven forbid, we actually go grocery shopping on Senior Day at Albertsons, because anybody 65 and older gets 10% off their groceries. So I keep trying to rent him out for people to go do grocery shopping. Because the more I rent him out, the longer I can sit and drink a pink drink at Starbucks. I don't think I'm advertising him very well. He keeps coming back from the grocery store. Anyway, so where are we going to advertise? We're going to advertise in newspapers. Yeah, I try to loan him out at 10% and say, you know, just give me 10% on, or give me 5% so I can go get another drink, or just buy me a pink drink and we're good. I like to loan him out to single moms. He likes to play grandpa. So newspapers, billboards. Honestly, if I try to wear blue and red lipstick at the same time, they've got it all wrong. They have this way, it's Harley Quinn. But then that's meant to look like the Pepsi logo. No, they're like a flag. You mean here with the red and blue? I'm thinking more along the Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. The color should be half and half, going sideways instead of up and down. So it also got magazines. We've got TV, direct mail. Anything else you guys can think of as where else would you see an advertisement? Facebook, yep, your Facebook feeds. What about Twitter? I get a lot of those junk emails. YouTube, yep. So we've got Twitter, Instagram, Flickr, any of our free resources pages like allfreedownloads.com, that has advertisements all over it. And if you hit the wrong download now button, you're not going to be downloading the image you wanted. They're sneaky. So we've got email, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, websites. Anything else? TV, yeah. We've got TV, movies, radio, yes. Although that's mostly copywriting, not so much the graphic design, but yeah, it has to roll into the whole branding experience. Flyers, posters, shopping ads, yeah, the ones that come in the mail. Those, yeah, those direct mailers. Yes, the coupons. I'm still trying to figure out what this Groupon thing is. Nothing shows up in Cody, Wyoming for Groupon. However, if I scan my Walmart receipt, I get money back for things that are cheaper or are on sale. They'll apply coupons afterwards and give me a discount. I like that app. That app is useful. So advertising campaign. I get money when Pepsi goes on sale. That's about it, Amanda. And with the amount I go through, you would think I could start an aluminum recycling place in my office, but I think that'd be a little noisy. Anyway, advertising campaign. And it's a series of messages in advertisement form, and they share a single running theme. So we're talking about that whole deer kitten thing again, because what was the one thing on every single video that I looked in YouTube? What was the one thing you saw on the list that you noticed first? Let's take a look. In this list, you see the brand name. What else do you see that could possibly make it? You see tags. What about the title, Dear Kitten? It's on every single one of these. You see the colors, but it's also our text. That Dear Kitten is repeated every single time in some form. It'll have the subtitle underneath it, just like it was in Indiana Jones movie. And I'm sure that little orange tabby cat that, you know, just tugs at my heartstrings is an adventurous one. I have a soft spot for orange, little orange tigers. Yeah, it makes them very easily identifiable because they want you to remember the name when you go to the store to buy the cat food, which, around here, the begging starts around 4 o'clock in the morning because they can see the bottom of their bowls. Yeah. So when you think about this, and they're advertising across multiple medias, it's not just YouTube, but it's on television. They're going to have sale ads, and they have that logo on all of them. So they've got a specific theme going across the whole thing. And I think this campaign has been going on for about 3 years with the Dear Kitten. I think its lifespan was 3 years. I haven't seen any new one. But the critical part of this is determining what the theme is. Well, kittens, that was the theme. And it sets the tone for the individual advertisement. So it gives you the title and then the name of the sequel under the bottom, regarding the dog, invisible humans, about friendship. But it's that campaign theme, it's a central message. Yes, your cat is so very cute, and they've gotten over the 437 hisses, and now they're friends and playing tag. I can treat them. But it's usually developed with the intention of being used for a substantial period. So we know that the Dear Kitten ads are successful. Why? Because there are literally hundreds of links in here about the Dear Kitten ads. BuzzFeed picks them up and then started sending them out as make your day messages. See, BuzzFeed. I believe you can even find dubbed ones in here, or that have subtitles. It's when you've got a successful campaign and you've done it correctly. And granted, this campaign is done for a very large company. They have their fingers in multiple places, and this is just a subsidiary of it. But we automatically know that this is the Friskies commercial, and it's going to have a cute kitten in it somewhere. It might have a puppy. Depends. But it's still there. We know what it is. So the anatomy of it, let's break it down. We have multiple visual elements. There's a picture. We had that nice blue background featuring the cat, which was a photograph. Then we have other options. We can use a cartoon, a painting, and you can do a timeline of this, like putting up a storyboard, comic strip style. It's a simple drawing. Simon's cat is another one. The text, often a message or body copy. And when you're working in TV, you're going to notice that it's more of a dialogue, where in printed design and readable design that we have on the internet, it's up to us to make sure that that picture is immediately identifiable. The text, the body copy, what's the main function? It's supposed to present the product or the service to the customer. And Friskies did an excellent job with the kitten. Unfortunately, they did not mention anything about new kittens having other issues with it. Of course, socks can stink you out of the bedroom. Anyway, a slogan, a phrase, which is used to help sell a product. Generally, it can be easily memorized. You did this last week. What's your slogan? Did you do your tagline? Simply hooked. Come chill out. The Army is now Army Strong. So, and you know, the Dear Kitten, that's a tagline. We just kind of add a little bit to it every time. So now we have the logo or the logotype. The trademark of the company, that's the Friskies ad. And it helps with brand identification. So we can go into the store, even if we can't remember what the Dear Kitten ad was telling us, we can look on the can and that logo is already there. It is cool. It's supposed to remind you, yes, this is the food that the Dear Kitten ads were advertising. So the headline, similar to the slogan, gives the consumer a general idea of what's going on, the product, the service, the company, and what the product of the ad is. So we know from Dear Kitten, it's cat food. We know from Chill Out, it's ice cream. For Everlure, it's fishing stuff, fishing supplies, of which, you know, my idea of fishing is sitting on the bank of the lake and my husband fishing. And I'm not touching fish, unless it's beer battered. So then it comes down to our call to action. And the call to action should be pretty short, sweet, and simple, because you don't want to lose your reader's attention. And I know a lot of you guys know I'm like Dory the fish. I see glitter and I'm off and running. Today it's Dear Kittens. Tomorrow it may be Toothless the Dragon. You never know. But the point is, I remember it for that period of time. I know what I'm doing. I know I need to go to the store. I need my Diet Pepsi. And while I'm there, I'm going to spend $100 on other stuff I don't remember that I had to have. Thankfully, I made a grocery list, texted it to my husband, and I didn't have to go today. So as far as what the ads have to have, they can contain all of these items, they can contain some of these elements, or you can use, you know, adjust it to what you need. And that's kind of a really great formula. So yes, I will be posting this with the lecture tonight and the direction or the announcement. So, but if you need a screenshot, now's the time to take it. Shift Command 4 or Shift Command 3 for your on your Mac for the full screen is Shift Command 3. Yay, already taken. Okay, so this is a Nike ad. We have that headline, the ultimate quick fix. And I don't know what the deal is with my email when I tell it to turn off, but I'm just gonna fix that real quick. Anyway, they have an image. Nice, lovely looking pair of Nike shoes. We have some very simple body copy. I would be surprised if this was more than 2 or 3 sentences. And then it says, this shoe works if you do. And then you have a Nike address at the bottom with the logo. So it's not the kind of traditional one that we're seeing currently. It's an older campaign, but it's still got all of the pieces that you need to make it come out the way you want it to. And are you guys noticing the same thing I do when I look at a magazine ad? They followed one very simple principle. On top of crap. They've got their contrast between light and dark. They've got their repetition. The font is repeating, the headline. They've got alignment. It's all center aligned. Normally, this would be a beginner mistake. Well, not mistake, but it's our safety zone. But with the picture this big and the text this big, you can get away with it and not make it look like triangles or diamond shapes that are going up and down. So we've got alignment, And then we've got proximity. We've got the smaller copy at the bottom, the big copy at the top. The spacing, the center alignment, the leading is really tight on the big bold text. But they've also contrasted it down here with good leading on the body copy. So you can get away with center aligning if you do it right. It's not something that we should be relying on all the time, but when it's done good or great, this is what we can hope for. But the main thing I wanted you guys, good evening, Randall, nice to have you. But I really wanted you guys to notice that it's simple, it's not overdone. It does not have information that's not needed. You notice there's no phone numbers for stores. The web address is very, very, very tiny at the bottom of the ad. But you can see the word Nike and it's swoosh twice. Yeah. We're just focused in on that swoosh. So, but it's simple. It follows my KISS principle. They kept it simple, Sunshine. So I want you guys to keep that in mind when you're working on your magazine ads. It doesn't have to have a lot of copy. It doesn't have to be full. You don't have to use every single white opening or negative space in that project. You don't have to use all of the assets just because they came in the folder. You get to pick the ones you like the most. And if we don't get to it tonight, we are definitely going to get to it tomorrow night, and we are going to practice our masking skills this week. So remember, for billboards and magazines, it's always the less the better. And if you try to put a whole lot of body copy on a billboard and people are driving by at 75 miles an hour, they're going to miss it. I mean, now if you're a passenger, you can take a picture of the billboard before you get too far away from it or past it. But try and imagine trying to find out where your pencil and paper was before to write down the number that was on the billboard. You just have to hope enough people see it and remember it. So the less text, the better. You want to make the name researchable so that they can go to the phone book or they can go to the internet to find it. So social media advertising. We see it every day. And it's a little different. It allows this unprecedented access to audiences and the ability to use the very sophisticated targeting algorithm. And if we were to look at Facebook, you would see on the right side, and I'll even go pull mine up because it's just that ridiculously full. So you have your news feed. And then over here, you have the games. And then you've got any videos that Facebook that you want Facebook to watch. And then you've got advertisements for games or dieting. 90% of the time, I will see something from Amazon.com in here. But as soon as I scroll down, look, there's an ad for My Design Deals. My favorite place to go, because they give me things like thousands of templates for $39. They give me all the mock-up templates and the printing templates. And then I get to see the numerous pictures of my friend's cats. And yes, all of her cats are naked. I feel sorry for them in this weather. It must be awfully cold. Then we have all of my wonderful minions. And then I have ads for unique presenters that come up. Roller derby. Who would have thought? And then we have things like the penny hoarder. It's sponsored content. This is what happens when you look for it. And then you'll see here that my ads changed the further I went down in my newsfeed. And then, you know, there's oh, I'm so glad you translated that for me. I always kept wondering why I would always get three fingers. Yeah, you get ads for all kinds of stuff. And half of it, I don't know why it's coming in here. Unless somebody put graphic into their search engine keywords. If they did, it comes up in my newsfeed. At some point during my day, if it says roller derby or graphic, whether it says art or not, it will bring up certain pieces. So, and why am I bringing this up? Well, because you're making social media ads this week. So social media advertising, it's not a buzzword anymore. It's accepted, it's everywhere. Facebook, Twitter. I mean, right now, our president, yeah, Russian president. I get a lot of friend requests from strange blonde women. And my husband was getting him, and he says, why are they doing this to me? And I said, because they want to bamboozle you out of money with their good looks on a picture. Just delete it and go on. You'll be fine. But, you know, our president right now is using Twitter as free advertising. Something Trump has always done. He has always found a way to get free advertising. I wouldn't necessarily call it, you know, free, but he puts his name on everything. He's got this branding thing down to an art. I mean, it's even, his last name is even a catchphrase. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's just an example. And before he took office, I never knew what was going on. I could have cared less about what was happening in the White House. I didn't need to know the date. Well, I got a few too many of those and lost my Twitter password and logged out and finally got it back. But yeah, my graphic arts ones, yeah, he posts so much that he's always there. He's an ever living presence. I don't really tweet, but I do follow a few. And I follow because they have some information I want. Okay, so say Bill Engvall announced that he's having a concert close to me, and I'll be able to go see it, which I did last August for the fair. He came to Billings, Montana, so my husband and I spent the night in Billings and got to see him in person. Made his whole month there. And he came home thinking his name was Bill instead of Jerry. But then, you know, Bill kept asking for Jerry's help, and he kept trying to raise his hand and volunteer. But yes, I did get to see Bill Engvall, and I got 4 seats, so I was feeling pretty darn lucky. I am going to be in so much trouble if Jeff Dunham comes into town, because, you know, I'm married to Walter. His name is actually Jerry, but he's, you know, balding like Walter. And I keep telling him bald is beautiful, but thankfully that convinced him to get rid of the comb over when he saw how cool Walter was. But yeah, everything he says out of his mouth comes out like Walter. Yeah, so keeping an eye on what's going on around you with the social media networks, and you get to see what's coming up. Yeah, my lawyer client, she uses Instagram. It's connected to her Facebook personal page, her business page. She tweets about law reform that she's lobbying for, if she's trying to bring awareness to type 1 diabetes because her youngest daughter has it, if she's campaigning for funds and research, that kind of stuff to help find a cure for type 1 diabetes so that her daughter won't have a kidney transplant from kidney failure when she's 25. You know, it's that kind of stuff that she's pushing out there. And I follow that kind of stuff. And I follow concert announcements. That is not something that stays with me. I follow social media on Facebook more than I do on Twitter. But it's not always, it's not quite universal yet because we have so many platforms. But we're getting close. Some type of social media is getting us there. Yeah, I have yet to figure out this whole Snapchat thing. I am still trying to figure out how I ended up with a giraffe head in my daughter's phone. I don't get this. I can't figure out how to set up my own Snapchat account. I don't need this harassment. I'm okay with Instagram and Facebook. And this whole hashtag thing is passing me by. I didn't know you needed a hashtag for weddings nowadays. It's mainly for fun. Okay. Yeah, one of my nieces, she Snapchats everything. Very rarely do I see her on Facebook. Snapchat. It's a picture taking app where you can add all kinds of funny things as titles, subtext, or text to a picture before you post it. But then again, we've also got not just those, but we've got the Tinder dating app. You've got Uber. And if you're not paying for a subscription to Tinder, I believe they have to pay a monthly fee on it. You get ads. Yeah, my niece, she lives on Snapchat. I can't figure out how to set up my account, so I'm just not going to deal with it. But then you've got Flickr. Flickr's the storage for photographs. I use it as a curated library of stuff I need. But then I forget I have it and don't use it and just post it up on Facebook anyway, because that's where my audience is. But then again, you've got YouTube. All those YouTubers with their videos and their how-tos, they all have ads, and they make money off of those ads when you click on them. So that can overwhelm you quite quickly. But according to this, 70% of the US population has at least one social networking profile. So I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, I think that's 5 or 6, Tumblr, Flickr, so that's 7. I don't use Tumblr a whole lot, my brother does, but it's connected to his Facebook page, so why should I go start my own Tumblr account? I'm just following on Facebook. And Pinterest, I love using it because it's a self-growing, personally curated library and museum of ideas. Then you've got Reddit. I don't have a Reddit account, but just about everything I do online says log in with Facebook. Would you like to use your Facebook login? And then you've got Google, which unless you're paying for a subscription for their email as a business, which I do because it was cheaper than keeping my email with the internet company. Yeah, see? 5 right there, Randall. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. That's 5. And you guys already know I have my own YouTube channel. What you don't know is that Terabytes has a YouTube channel all about makeup sales, video blogging. Do I make any money off of it? No. But to me, it's a verbal library And I get to practice my bad jokes on somebody besides you guys. That should make you feel better. I'm subjecting the entire world, not just my classes with it. So this number is a little outdated, but the number of worldwide social media users is supposed to grow to 2.1 billion and 2.5 billion by 2018. So by the end of the year, 2.5 people will have at least one social networking profile. And if you have not started it yet, you need to go in and set up your LinkedIn because it's an employment-based social media network. They post jobs for contractors, freelancers. So if you haven't done it yet, set up your LinkedIn account. If you guys need a LinkedIn address, I can show you one. And I will give you the link to that, linkedin.com. And I will even show you what my profile looks like. And watch, I have forgotten my, I forgot my password again. So please don't to send me my recovery code in a text message. And then it'll be, and then I can put in my code recovery. Okay, so go to my homepage. You can see I don't log in here very often, but I've got advertisements here. I've got people to add or follow to my news topic. Hi, Angela, welcome. I'm glad you could make it. Looks like he's made it too. You guys are sneaking in on me. I've got messages, but even here in LinkedIn, they are following the same layout. Do they see the same layout? The 3-column grid. There's me over here. There's my news feed. And then there's things I can add, the help center, advertising, link to the app. And then I can tell what's going on in my network. I can pay for premium access to find out who's following me, whose searches I've come up. It looks like Facebook. Facebook is becoming the standard. If we were to go to Twitter, it would look kind of the same. I have my trends, my news feed, and then anything I just suggested I follow. And just so you guys can see me in full rig of roller derby, there it is. But the profile looks the same. I get a lot of, I post a lot of game stuff because apparently I connected games to it. I've got links to my portfolio for a Teespring t-shirt. If I mention somebody, I can say, use the @ or the hashtag. And AIGA Frontier was a graphic design workshop for graphic design instructors and professionals. Hi, Emma. So when you guys are taking a look at these social media networks, you take a look at how the advertising looks. You take a look at how the newsfeed runs, and we're all basically following a 3-column grid because the messenger stuff and the game stuff, you can actually turn that off and not have to see it. I could turn off chat completely, or I can mute conversations. And I have a whole group chat right now going on for makeup do's, don'ts, and what products are coming out for Unique. And the reason I use Unique, wouldn't you know it, it's because the product labels are all purple. Mary Kay was too pink. And it's cheaper to get my makeup as a consultant rather than a full price for it. But all of those, they log into each other and connect. And it's very, very important that 90% of young adults, 18 to 29, social media. That is a huge gap of people because you have teenagers, you have newlyweds, you have college students, you have brand new parents, you have single parents, all in that age group. It's a lot of people. And it now plays almost as large of a role in purchasing decisions as TV does. How do I know that? Well, because I have this wonderful thing over here for my saves. I have 20 of them. Not only do I come over here and save recipes that I'm going to cook, I find things that, I really would have bought an ultra portable, incredibly bright projector because it's a must have. Then I have Christmas tree spinach dipped breadsticks. How to make slow cooker hot cocoa. I had planned on using this recipe for a Christmas party. Did I do it? No, because they decided they wanted fruit punch, or they wanted 7-Up and sherbet punch. That's what it was. DIY projects that I want to use for possible ideas to organize my dresser drawers, which is never going to happen, but I still look. I save a lot of recipes. It's kind of scary when I think about it. But I also save some really cool stuff. Some of them I do have actually cooked, and they are really, really good. Don't recommend trying the bath bomb one. Yeah, I know. It's almost snack time anyway. Actually, I'm a little past. But there are places in here where I've saved videos to come in here and watch. I come in here to find out how to fix my broken eyeshadow compact, how to, order a t-shirt because I just have to have it, and, recycle straws into travel packs. No miss Zen Garden. That's just a tabletop litter box in my house. So why I'm watching that, I don't know. It caught my attention. Lobster mac and cheese from Tasty. Yeah, I need that. Yeah, all it takes is rubbing alcohol and smushing it up and letting it dry. That's all it takes. But I get to think about things in here, and the shaving cream Easter eggs, that's always a fun do, and ends up in multiple colored grandchildren. But it's just, oh my gosh, this is the stuff I collect on Facebook. And somewhere in here, me cute or the Easter eggs and the shaving cream. It's just food coloring and the shaving cream. I've actually done custom papers that way too. and I'm not sure if you'll see it now or not, but these ink pens, they're fascinating to me. They're made out of glass. Yes, in my house, this is something that would break. Yeah, rainbow kids are the happiest. I know the rainbow colored, marker fight kids have, when I come into the house and I go, what have you done? But then I find nifty tools like this one. Who doesn't need a glass pen? It's made out of melted glass and twisted. Who doesn't need this? I need this just because it's pretty. They suck us in, they grab us. And today was payday, so guess where I have to go after class? It's not bad enough. I spent, $100 on my daughter's birthday present today because her birthday's on the 24th, but now I have to go buy a pen because it's in my newsfeed and it's really, really awesomely cool. They colored each other's teeth with a Sharpie. Oh my gosh. I thought mine was bad when she was writing her name on the door or on the wall. She wrote her little sister's name on the wall. She couldn't figure out how I knew it. Well, the 6-year-old and the 3-year-old, quite a bit of size difference there. One can read, the other can't, and the handwriting was at the 6-year-old's eye level. If she'd been smart, she would have sat on the floor. But you see where all of this stuff comes at everybody every day, every hour of our day. We're inundated with this stuff. And if we're not watching TV, then we're on social media. We have it on our phones, we have it on our computers, we have it on our tablets, everywhere. And you guys can't see me emphasizing this enough, but yeah, it's everywhere. So tips for the social media marketing. Take advantage of the targeting features. Make sure you're using your keywords. Focus it to a specific target market. And Facebook's algorithm, when you purchase advertising, will help you do that. They'll say, okay, I'm marketing to 18 to 25-year-olds who are in the zip code of 59301 and are interested in video games. And you put some keywords in there, and it helps you do that. So you have to design with the smartphone app in mind because they come up all the time. We're searching Facebook and the ads come up. We've got to keep that in mind. Use transparent overlays in your design. Good way to make text readable over an image. Have fun with fonts. Make sure you're using those CRAP principles, eye-catching and creative, and use shapes to contain your message. So, negative space is your friend. Can't say that enough. It's a very hard lesson to learn, going from newspaper production to graphic design production. Two different worlds. One fills everything up, and the other one says keep it short. Less copy. Social media, it's less is more. I think that's kind of why Twitter limits you to 150 characters, like that. Know the guidelines for the site you're posting on. These are real easy to find, and I will show them to you. Use your RGB color settings. Randall, what's 280 now? Did I miss a question? Oh, Twitter, 280 now? Okay. See, I don't post. Some of the other instructors do. They doubled it. Aha. I guess the president needed more letters. I just wish my husband would stop getting the news off of YouTube. Apparently he thinks that computerized voice on YouTube is more accurate than CNN. Anyway, be creative. There's a lot of clutter to break through on that social media. Social media. So, discussion. This is what we're talking about this week. So, you have more options on what to include online. Images, video, animated GIFs, links. You can't add them all, so how do you choose? That kind of depends on your target market. The glass pens, they drew me because they're playing with fire. And it's pretty. It's only because my mom's got a blowtorch or a glass melting torch in her garage, and she used to make glass beads. And I love stringing out glass strands. It was just very relaxing to watch something hard become something smooth and pliable. It's like playing with taffy. Oh. But I also know that takes a very high temperature of glass. It has to be cured after it's been formed. You got to have the cool down time. So it doesn't surprise me that pen, just the pen, is $35. But yes, I still want. So what is the size image format differences? Well, you can go over to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of them. And okay, now my daughter's texting me. But if you were to search for Facebook ad sizes, let's go with ad sizes. Okay, so that was that one. Reach your business. This is provided by Facebook. About ads, create an ad. Pictures. How do they scroll up? How do they work? Gives you all of that. So how do we create an ad? We click on it. So if you're logged in, it'll create it for you. It'll bring up all these wonderful access things that you can choose from. But what I really want you to see is that when you look at the ad sizes, as they are posted here for the ad specs, not only does this article give you the sizes, but it also tells you how to run.
Is that link going to be in the discussion?
I can't put it in here right now.
Okay.
You guys can use this for one of your references.
Yeah.
So you have 5 different ones you can choose from. And you get a little bit of an idea. Amazon comes into my feed at the carousel, shows me what's going on today. And just because I was paying attention to my ads yesterday meant that when I got a Prime deal on a pair of earphones I've been stalking for months, they're those funky sleep headphones so you can listen to whatever it is without waking anybody up and they don't hurt your ears. But I got one a couple months ago and it's too big. I have to have one of the children, so I was waiting for the box to go on sale because it was really cute. And then you have the single image, which is probably going to be the easiest one for you guys to do. I'm not even going to try and suggest you guys do the video or the slideshow. But then you've also got the Canvas ad, which is brand new. So they do change. They are different for the type of media you're using. So these are desktop, mobile, and I believe these are Pinterest or Instagram, sorry. So how do we know? Aha. It tells us what the dimensions are and tells you what they are. Text is 90 characters. Size is 1200 by 628 just for the picture. Then you have a headline of 25 characters, give or take. And then you've got a link description of 30 characters. And it brings it all down to image ratios, the pixels that you need. And it recommends that you don't use overlaid text on a Facebook ad because then it doesn't look like a picture. They count it as text and it doesn't come up in the news feed often. So if we wanted to do the video ads, they're pretty much the same, except for you're putting that overlay in it with the arrow to show that it can play or that it's a GIF image. You guys have all of this information here. And this is how the carousel ad works. But you guys only have to do one image, just a regular old Facebook as we know it. So there's a lot of information in there for you guys to cover, which is really stupid for me to do because I wanted to bookmark that. Okay, so I'm going to hit back now. And if we go to images, and I go to my more settings, no, I want large. And here, the 2017 edition looks like it's the newest. Gives me a really good idea of what I can expect my ad to look like when I'm done with it. So I want to, this is the Facebook ad sizes. Yes, you have to do a Facebook ad. No, you do not have to publish it. No, it just needs to look as close as possible. And we are going to do a demo on that tomorrow night along with the magazine ad. So it's not going to be terribly painful, I promise. It's actually a lot of fun to do these.
What time tomorrow?
Same time as every Wednesday, 6 to 8. So
Okay, thank you.
now that I'm kind of done rambling on about what's going on, that's the stuff I need you to research. And here's some examples from the Google, or that wonderful grandma said, the Italian grandma says the Google, or hey Google, that's what she said. So you can do ads that look like this, like this. These are just Google ads. And you'll find the sizes are listed if you research for them. Then we have this one. This is a Facebook ad. Really, all you're doing is putting your company logo here and changing out the text. And I'm going to show you guys how to do all of that tomorrow. And then there's an example of a Twitter ad. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit and we're going to go do some critiquing. I know you guys are just waiting for this. And I know there's a lot in here. So here are some of the revisions. And I don't think I have anybody's name on it unless you guys put them there. So at this point, this one is looking pretty good, except for the C is a bit choppy. And probably ought to put chill out with some lowercase letters in here so it's easier to read with a scripted font. But overall, this is looking pretty good for the revision. Nice use of and setting everything. Looks like we've got some rugs, coffee cups, maybe a poster. These are looking pretty good, guys. Did you guys have fun with these this week? This is looking awesome. Yes, awesome. Glad. Okay, so here we have a billboard. This is a great start to get ready for the magazine ad. It's simple. We don't really need to have special offers here. We don't need to put the free t-shirt. It would be okay to just use one of the photographs and say, when you buy a Dharma Game promotional box, and say, have Escape Reality be the big text on there with the logo. That's all you would need. Remember, we're driving by it at 75 miles an hour. Nice job on the tank, looks good. Good box design. Instead of saying free t-shirt in the box, it might here maybe use it in the purple or the pale green. I don't, if you're going to say free t-shirt in the box, I'd make it small and maybe get rid of the t-shirt. XL maybe. I missed something there. Another good chill out logo. I'm liking this stars. This turned out really cute. Good job on the hat. Shopping bags, they turned out cute. I like the coffee mugs. You guys are doing great with this. Everlure. Oh, I really like that logo. I think that's the first time I've seen that one. That one turned out really good. Hook, line, and sinker. I like that. It's like it's missing the rest of it, but got some more chill out. The bags look good. Business cards. Computer screen. This is kind of what we're doing this week, but we won't be mocking it up into the computer screen. I'm not going to make you do that. Bit fun food. I'm kind of liking these rug ideas. Like the embossing, but I'd like to know what it's supposed to be on. That actually turned out pretty cool. Dog, like this, coming along, shattering the boundary. Nice job on the t-shirt. Magnets, maybe, and coffee cup. Aha, so I'm gonna flip through this real quick. Nice job, t-shirt, cup, and refrigerator magnet. Although the refrigerator magnet looks like it's more of a phone app. But I think it turned out cute. They are doing so awesome. I love seeing this. Chill out organically, awesome. Nice job with the hoodie, the coffee cup, the sign with the shopping bag. You know, if you were to actually do this, a tote bag would be a really good idea for a giveaway for a swag. Because I'm always going places and forgetting where I left my purse. I always need a bag when I get there. I don't know how many times I've bought grocery bags just because I forgot mine. Nice job with the CD, bag and t-shirt, adventure in gaming. I'm liking that. You guys are doing great. I think those would be more like magnets. Good poster. Ah, gaming with a purpose. I like this. This turned out good. The right way to play. Awesome. Good coffee cups. Bus sign. You guys are getting the text on this. This could be a poster coming out of your iPad. It's a good idea. Everlure pins. I like the pin idea. bag. Chill out. That was a little busy. This is a really good billboard. Short, sweet, to the point. Don't even have to list a phone number or address. You're enticing them with the waffle cone. That's all it takes. That's very cute. Good coffee mug. Good sign. Well, these are turning out really well. Good bags. Ooh, store sign. I like that. It's not exactly promo. The signs aren't really promo items, but they are geared towards your campaign. So you guys are doing really well with this. Life is better when you just chill out. Oh, I like that. Good business cards. T-shirt looks good. Nice shopping bag. You know, for all those waffle bowls we need to take home and crunch on after we've eaten the ice cream. The chocolate covered ones. Okay, so the only thing I had to say about this one on the Creative Breeze is the rose isn't really helping your logo anywhere. I like the short and sweet designs. So Emma, you might want to rethink using the words behind the watermark and try taking the picture all the way out to the edge and turning it down to like 10% opacity. I think that might help with the readability. Good job on the hat. I like the tote bag. Ooh, vinyl stickers on the boat. That's not a bad idea. But I think we can make them look a little bit more realistic. So, Emma, if you have time on Saturday, can you come see me in the Student Success Center? Are you still in here? Oh, there you are. Yeah, if you can come in and see me on Saturday morning, I think I've got a technique that can help you make this look like it's actually a part of the boat and help you make this one a little bit more realistic. Sound like a plan? I hope it sounds like a plan because you're doing really great. Just a refining. Oh, she's typing, okay. The Everlure tape measure. That one turned out good. Simply hooked. I like the tape measure. That's a really good idea. I can't remember whose this one is. I want one too. And I lose them. Amanda, this is really good. You did a good job getting it on there. Nice job on the work gloves. Are those the kind that keep you from shredding your fingers with the fishing knife, with the fillet knife? I need to change that one. I need to change that one so I'm working with an X-Acto knife. That would be neat. And the pen, awesome job. I like this. Looks a little small, but you can see the highlight going over it. It turned out great. Okay, again, Angela, you might want to rethink the unicorn idea in the background. It's kind of overwhelming on your pieces here. But overall, I think you're doing good. And it looks like you got the computer ads. So it looks like we might need one more promotional piece. We can try for a hat or a ball cap. Okay, Emma, if you have a problem, you can come in and see me Monday afternoon. I just want to show you a couple of techniques that we won't have time to go over in class that I think you'll have some fun with. Like this one, this one turned out good. Nice cups. Good use of a watermark if you are going to post it online. That way somebody can't copy it from you. So this turned out good. I like the shopping bags. I can't get over the shopping bags. Aww, I have my own Fit Fun food. I like this one. Good job. This logo turned out so cute. This is awesome. It really is. I think all of you are doing a great job. I can tell that there's some skill level from different areas. And some of you are stronger in one program than you are in another, but you're starting to see it all come together. This makes me really proud since I had some of you in your very first design classes. The t-shirt turned out really well. I like the wood background and the grocery bag. That was a nice touch. Okay. We're going in the right direction here. This looks like it's kind of more for a wedding event than a ice cream shop, but I can see where the balloon would look like it's candy wrapped in the cellophane. Good job on the coffee cup or the glass. And the t-shirt looks pretty good. The logo's a little stretched. And really, you don't have to have the tagline on the shirt. It would just be the logo. So that would bring it in and collapse it a little bit better. Overall, it's been good. Okay. Ooh, I haven't seen the backpack one. This one is good. I like the new ideas, guys. You're doing great. The water bottle's the new one. The t-shirt turned out good. Ooh, I like the hat. Somebody's figuring out the effects layers, aren't they? T-shirt looks good. And you know why I think it looks good? It's because I can see the wrinkles coming through the image. And if we have time, I will show you some of that tomorrow night. But I thought seeing the critiques tonight would inspire those who haven't turned in their homework or are running a little bit behind, inspire some ideas going on. You guys are brilliant. You're doing awesome. This is a good mobile app layout. If it were to be an actual computer this wide, it would spread out more. So this is more of a vertical mobile ad than it is a computer app or computer website. So it's a good start. I see we've got some work to go, but I like the fishing experience. That one's working. Oh, and before I forget, guys, please remember to do your spell checks before week 4. So we've got tints here, coffee cup, the bag. You guys are getting the idea that your project has to warp and morph onto the piece that you're working with. So overall, I think you guys are doing really well. These creative briefs are coming along. This one, I like it. Live, laugh, chill. That's really good because if you guys haven't noticed, the taglines on some products are going to like 3-letter designations or 3-word designations simply because they last longer in the memory. I like the color organization, and this turned out really cute. Bags, ooh, vinyl stickers. This turned out good on the glass and the shop sign. Ooh, I like this. The front and back of the t-shirt. Kind of liking the total random scribble on the t-shirt. The black and white poster frame, that one turned out well. And the opening of the game that for a sample game, that's a good idea. So the Dharma game, who did this one? I can't remember. I know it's regular in the class, the live lecture anyway. This finished product, endless immersion within. I like that tagline. Turned out good. Ooh. You guys are playing with the moniker or with the textures. This is good. I like seeing you guys trying to make it look more like it's actual embroidery. Good billboard. That's exactly what we're looking for, a billboard. Short and simple. That's all it takes. I'm liking the embossing texture on this. It turned out pretty good. I'm not sure what product this is though. Is this supposed to be a business card? Chill out. Nice sign. Ice cream looks more like an O. Cute. I haven't seen the clear topped cups, but I'm liking just the ice cream cone on the printed on the plastic. I haven't seen that one, but I like the idea. Menu board. I hadn't thought about menu boards either. Those are, you guys are doing great with these. I've seen a lot of creative ideas that I haven't seen in previous classes. And even though your guys' skill levels with some of the programs vary greatly, that's just a matter of practice. And some of us have more time to sit in front of the computer and goof around with certain images than others do. So that will come with time and practice. But overall, I think you guys are coming along with the idea of how the process is supposed to be working and how that whole theme is supposed to play out when you're putting something like this together for a project. So after the critiques, those of you that are here on the live lectures, how do you feel you're coming along with the final project as we're going into week 3? Do you feel kind of safe and secure and knowing what you're doing? Because I can tell most of you have caught on to what's going on. I'm waiting for a few extra turn-ins because apparently I'm not the only one. No, I'm just going to blame it on you guys. You guys gave me the flu from all the emails I got about the flu. It made me sick to the computer. It's all your guys' fault. Yeah, my daughter's she came home with bronchitis on Friday, and actually it went into bronchitis this morning when she went to urgent care. So it's been lovely. Yeah, high school drew me icky. No touchy. Don't breathe on me. But then my husband goes and hangs out at the daycare. But yeah, you guys are doing great. I like the new ideas I've seen coming up here with promo products. We've seen pens, we've seen business cards, seen some really great updates on your logo. And overall, as a class, I think you're doing really well. You're coming along with that branding concept, especially those of you who turned in the brief with your new pieces to them. You guys are really getting how that's supposed to be delivered to your client as a project and how it would be filed away in your real or virtual spaces. That would be something that the client would have with them and be able to contact you again for an update or more products for another campaign run. So you're coming along, you're getting the right sizes on these, and you're coming into that. So those of you who turned in a creative brief, you're half done with your final. So by the end of this week, you should be 3/4 done with your final if you continue along the same pattern. So I have a feeling that those of you who have kept up with the creative brief are going to have a very nice 4 or 5 day weekend to catch up with web design. So are there any questions about any of the critiques tonight? Because I know I saw a couple of incomplete that are waiting on their resubmissions, but you guys are on the right track. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And we forgot our break tonight because, you know, I was all excited about dear kittens. Ooh, sparkly kitten, must pet. Break into the metal hands with no nails at all, or claws. That's okay, Lee. It sounded from the looks of it, nobody asked for one, so at least I had your attention. So, or everybody fell asleep. Me too. It's okay. I almost think you have to be distracted easily in order to be a graphic designer because we're flying from one project to the next. Amanda. Good one, Amanda. Good one. At least you're not playing Facebook games when you're with me. I like that. Nobody's playing the little dragon games. When I was taking my web design class, I sat there and kept playing that stupid farm game on Facebook where you had to plant your crops and harvest them before they died. I can't lie either. I have been sitting at my desk listening to a lecture, trying to follow the marketing ones and the sociology ones. They got me too. And I would wake up as either a kid tugging on me or my head hitting the table. I fell asleep in the plane on the way back from Oklahoma City over Christmas with a cup in my hand and spilled it all over my daughter. I don't even know how I got the cup of ice water in my hand in the first place. I fell asleep in the car on the way to the wedding. I dropped my sister's penny. I'm not sure why we needed a penny in her shoe, but I lost a penny in the car. It was like we couldn't go 30 minutes anywhere with her and she didn't fall asleep somewhere. So that's okay, Amanda. We you know, you gotta have those nuts and when you can get them. Especially when you're a full-time parent, full-time working, and full-time student. It gets a little overwhelming. And I want you guys to know it's not just you. At least my jokes wake you up on occasion. Glad to see you make it through, Emma. I understand, Amanda. The pregnancy hormones, you take the sleep where you can get it. I have a hard time lying to myself, Lee. If I say I'm going back to bed, I head there. This morning I went back to bed and the bed was the couch, so I'm not exactly sure how I ended up there, but it was there. It was soft. Well, if nobody has any questions on the discussion post, which one last look at, including in the post, what is and why advertisers use it, social media marketing. I've worked the overnight shift too many years, Lee. If I say I'm going back to bed, it's because I'm about to fall on the floor. And there was a preschooler that would pry my eyelid open. Mommy, are you in there? Am I drooling? Yes. And no, I'm not here. Can I have a Pop-Tart, Mommy? Please just go. Eat the Pop-Tart, don't grind it into the carpet, and I'll be happy. We've only got 30 more minutes before your father gets here. Yeah, Mom's the full name. Yeah, so's Dad, I've discovered. Grandma, Grandpa. I've even been known to listen to have answer to hey you or food. Anyway, back to the discussion post. So what we learned about it tonight, what you guys are going to research on it tonight and tomorrow. What are the design challenges of social media marketing and how does designing that format differ from that of print and other traditional means, be it TV commercials or radio ads. Find some difference. I think we've given you some really interesting research options. I just called my dad old man when he was irritating me. Listen here, old man, do you want to live to see this grandchild? No, it's the only, I got to guilt him into quitting smoking. That was the only way that one worked. Anyway, so I need you to show at least one example of successful social media marketing and discuss why you think it's successful. So, and you guys can use anything that comes up in your news feed, be it Twitter, Instagram. If you take a screenshot and use it and explain to me why you think it's successfully marketing or how it's successfully marketing to you, that'll work. But I think you guys now have a really good basic understanding of what the ad campaign is doing. And some of you have already started exhibiting it. I'm going to see more of it as we go through this week. And for your the second inclusive graphic design class, I think you're, those of you who are on time and have done resubmissions for the incomplete work, you're right there on the ball. And I'm really proud of you guys, especially those of you that come to the lectures and watch the recordings over and over and over again. I know because YouTube tells me how many people viewed the lecture. So I'm going to let you guys go and get started on those discussion posts, and I will see you back here tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Have a great night, guys. Bye. Hopefully I will see you then, Randall. It'll be great.